Hello everyone. So how are you all? Welcome to a beautiful platform Natural Biology, and this is Shankar sir. In my previous class, I have completed the introduction of a protozoan, that is Plasmodium vivax. Okay, what is mean by Plasmodium vivax and how many different types of species are there in the Plasmodium vivax, and what is the history behind the malaria and this parasite Plasmodium vivax, and the structure of the sporozoite explained. So once I will give the link in the description, please watch that video. And this is the video about the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax in man. Life cycle of Plasmodium vivax, important neat concept. Okay, from the chapter 8. What is the chapter 8? Human health and disease, and as well as from the Telangana government SCRT, okay, unit 6, biology and human welfare, life cycle of Plasmodium vivax in man, okay, and asexual life cycle. In the next class I will deal about the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax in mosquito, because it is a digenetic parasite. It's complete its life cycle in 2 hosts. Okay, so what is mean by digenetic parasite, what is mean by sexual cycle, what is mean by asexual cycle, what is mean by primary host, is everything explained in the previous class. Okay, I will give the link in the description, please watch. If you are listening for the first time, do support my channel, because it cannot or may not reach to all the people. There are many videos on this concept, but this type of videos will not reach to all the students. So that is why support my channel. And in my classes, there are nothing disturbance. I won't give any single image also. If the image related to the topic, I will display here. Otherwise, there is no asking of any subscription or nothing ads in the middle also, because it is the beginning stage, as you know that. Okay, in the last I will request the same, and in the beginning. Okay, let's start the class with a beautiful quotation. Simple words I will tell you: hard work never fails. Hard work never fail. Keep in your mind, I am doing my level best. I am doing hard work here. It never fail, I know that, because there will be one day I will be succeed here in the platform YouTube. And as well as you are doing hard work, you also doing hard work, because after the regular classes also, with your patience, with your interest, with your enthusiasm, curiosity, you are listening the online classes in the YouTube channel. Okay, so that is also your hard work. So your hard work also never fails. Okay, so keep always in your mind, do your best, and definitely you will get the best result. Okay, right, without late we'll go to directly the topic. Okay, right, come to Plasmodium vivax in man. Plasmodium life cycle in man. In man, pathozoan, that is nothing but protozoan. It is a pathogen, not pathozoan. Okay, it is a protozoan, pathogen. Okay, enter into the man, and it's complete its asexual life cycle. Okay, so such type of asexual life cycle, because there is no fusion of gametes of Plasmodium here. Just Plasmodium is undergo several changes, developmental changes. Okay, hence it is called asexual cycle. So the asexual cycle in human being is called schizogony. Okay, schizogony. The terms are important. Okay, right. This schizogony occurs in 2 cells in the human being. Once the parasite enters, okay, I will tell what is the parasite called. Once the pathogen, or that is Plasmodium vivax, enter into the human being, it goes to the liver cells and it develops inside the liver cell. So such type of asexual reproduction in liver cells is called hepatic schizogony. Hepatic, the word related to liver. hepatic schizogony. Within the half an hour, it reached to the red blood cells RBC, and it undergo further changes. Asexual reproduction also occurs in the red blood cell. So that process called erythrocytic schizogony. Okay. So in two cells, it is going to develop hepatic schizogony and erythrocytic schizogony. Okay, right. First we'll talk about hepatic schizogony. For example, it is a liver. This is the liver. Okay, this is the liver. All the cells of liver. And this is about the blood vessel. This is the blood vessel. Inside the blood vessel, one RBC. RBC. Okay, already we written here. Red blood cells. So some changes, developmental changes occurs in the liver cells, whereas some other changes also occurs in the RBC. So this process is called hepatic schizogony, and this cycle is called erythrocytic schizogony. It is also called as Golgi cycle. Later I will tell you why it is called Golgi cycle, right? Hepatic schizogony was explained by two scientists, Schott and Garnham. And there are two small subcycles. Okay, one is called pre-erythrocytic cycle and exo-erythrocytic cycle. There are two stages again further in the hepatic schizogony. One is the pre-erythrocytic cycle. This is the pre-erythrocytic cycle and exo-erythrocytic cycle. And these are the changes exo-erythrocytic cycle. Let's start. First, whenever a plasmodium which contain, not plasmodium, a mosquito, which mosquito? Female Anopheles mosquito. It is the female Anopheles mosquito. Whenever a female Anopheles mosquito bites a man, but that mosquito should have Plasmodium vivax stages. Okay, it is infected mosquito, not normal mosquito. Even normal female Anopheles mosquito do not have. Okay, if the mosquito carries this type of Plasmodium vivax stage, that is called sporozoite. If the mosquito contains sporozoite, then only we will be affected. We get the fever, that is called malaria. Okay, right. Whenever a female Anopheles mosquito bite a human being, we are the host. Okay, it is biting here. With the bite, when it is bite, a stage of Plasmodium vivax called sporozoite, sickle-shaped sporozoite. Which type of sporozoite? Sickle-shaped sporozoites are enters. These are the sickle-shaped sporozoites. Okay. Sporozoite. Remember, step 1. Sporozoite. Sickle-shaped sporozoites. Nearly 2000 sporozoites are released into the blood. How many? Sickle-shaped sporozoites number I am talking. 2000 sporozoites are entered here. Okay. Once the female Anopheles mosquito bite, it releases from its saliva nearly 2000 sporozoites. Sickle-shaped sporozoite is the infective stage of Plasmodium vivax. Point important, NEET level. Okay. How many are releasing? 2000 sporozoites are releasing into the blood. When it is reached to the blood, here it is in the blood vessel. Now sickle-shaped sporozoites are present. Within a half an hour, they reach to the liver cells. They come here. Okay, where here the liver is present. They reach to the liver cells within half an hour. Within half an hour, they reach to the liver cells. Once they enter into the liver cells, they become spherical shape. Okay, once they enter into the liver cell, how they enter, that is point. They release cytolytic enzyme. These sporozoites release an enzyme which is called cytolytic enzyme. These cytolytic enzyme rupture the wall. then it is enters. Okay, immediately it will transform into a spherical shape. At this condition we can call tropozoid. Okay, tropozoid, remember second stage, tropozoid. Now tropozoid feed on the content of the liver cell, whatever the food is available. Okay, it will eat and assume the size, larger size. It get double the size. Then at this condition, which is called the next stage, schizont. Okay, schizont. First tropozoid, then schizont. Schizont. Okay, after the feeding, it will transform into schizont. Now, after formation of schizont, the nucleus of the schizont, it is a schizont, the nucleus divide repeatedly. Okay, become many. It carry out many mitotic divisions. Then it become more number of cells. It is followed by even what cytoplasmic division also. First nuclear division, karyokinesis, thereafter cytokinesis. Cytoplasm also divide, and it get a shape. Okay, get little cytoplasm and also cell membrane. Now they become cryptozoids. The next stage is called cryptozoid. Here I am writing fourth stage, cryptozoid. Okay. After formation of cryptozoids, the cell membrane of the schizont ruptured. Okay, and also the liver cell also ruptures. Release these cryptozoids. Here, cryptozoids are releasing. The class is little slowly because need point of view it is important. The content should be in the mind. Slowly, steadily, win the race. Always you remember. Okay, no hurry. Okay, now these are the cryptozoids. These cryptozoids are also called as first generation merozoids. Important. First generation merozoids. First generation merozoids are cryptozoids. You remember the basic phenomenon here. Now the sporozoids converted into tropozoid, tropozoid converted into schizont, schizont converted into cryptozoids. Okay, order we have to remember. Right. Now these cryptozoids or first generation merozoid have two options. Some can enter into the fresh RBC, means they can attack to the fresh RBC, they enter into the sinusoids of the liver. Okay, they go to fresh RBC. How many releases you know? Nearly 1200 cryptozoids are released here. First generation merozoid number I am talking. How many? 1200. How many sporozoids are entered? Nearly 2000. One sporozoid become nearly like more and more, nearly 1200 merozoids are released. Okay, multiple, not one, but few of how many, whatever, based on the number. Okay, how many are entering into the liver cells? All may not enter because our killer cells are present, antibodies are present, they may kill. Okay, but definitely some of the sporozoids reach to the liver cell. This is point. You understood about first generation merozoids or cryptozoids. This cycle is called pre-erythrocytic cycle, which is going to complete in 8 days. How many days? 8 days. Here one term, pre-patent period. Pre-patent period. It is a period between the first entry of pathogen or first entry of plasmodium in the form of sporozoid to the second entry of plasmodium in the form of cryptozoids. This total period is called pre-patent period, which is nearly 8 days. How many days? 8 days. Here just it is a multiplication phase. Here no host get any symptoms. Host will not develop any symptoms. Multiplication of phase or multiplication phase of pathogen or plasmodium. That's a pre-patent period. Now these have two options now. One is can enter into the RBC, can attack a fresh RBC, or some of these can attack a fresh liver cell. This is also liver cells only, fresh another liver cells. Okay, let me talk this cycle. Once the cryptozoite enter into the liver cell, again it transfer into tropozoite, same tropozoite. These three will come. Okay, tropozoite. Now tropozoite same feed on the content of the liver cell, become larger in size. We can call schizont. What? Schizont. Now schizont nucleus will divide. Nucleus will divide. Thereafter cytoplasm will divide. They get the cell membrane. They become second generation cryptozoites. They are called metacryptozoites. Okay. Metacryptozoites. Okay. Same cryptozoite, but here metacryptozoites. Now the liver cell again rupture. Okay, rupture. Metacryptozoites are released, but they vary in their size. Some of these are larger in size. Okay, macrometacryptozoites, and some of these are very smaller. Micrometacryptozoites. These are macrometacryptozoites. Macrometacryptozoites again attack the fresh liver cell. Continue another exoerythrocytic cycle. Another exoerythrocytic cycle. Okay, repeatedly. Micrometacryptozoites, these will attack the fresh RBC. Okay, so this process occurs within 2 days. So exoerythrocytic cycle 2 days. The complete hepatic schizogonie takes nearly 10 days. Okay. Hope you understand what is meant by hepatic schizogonie. This step is completed. Come to this step, erythrocytic schizogonie. The asexual reproduction of plasmodium in the RBC is called erythrocytic schizogonie. Okay. Now, this is the RBC, red blood corpuscle. Okay. Let's talk about this. This cycle was explained by Camillo Golgi. Who explained? Camillo Golgi. Hence, erythrocytic cycle or erythrocytic schizogony, also known as Golgi cycle. Okay, simply I written Golgi cycle because Camillo Golgi discovered it, and this was explained by Short and Garnham. Remember, right? Right. Come up with a fresh mind again. Let's talk about the cycle. Okay, which Golgi cycle? Now, RBC, it is initiated by, the cycle initiated by either first generation merozoites or cryptozoites of pre-erythrocytic cycle or micrometacryptozoites of exoerythrocytic cycle. Okay, understood? Right. Once they enter, they transform into the spherical shape. Same, again we can call it tropozoite. Okay, same tropozoite. Now tropozoite through several changes convert into schizont, then schizont convert into merozoite here. Okay, merozoite. Here metacryptozoite. Now in this cycle, merozoites. I will write later the name, merozoite. Schizont. Same process. Wherever you can see here, tropozoite, schizont, cryptozoite. Tropozoite, schizont, metacryptozoite. Tropozoite, schizont, merozoite. That's all. These 3 stages how to remember. Okay, just a little name will change. Now, this tropozoite develop a small vacuole. Remember, small vacuole. Now the vacuole increase in size. Okay, vacuole in increase in size pushes the nucleus and cytoplasm one side. At this stage, it is looking like a finger ring shape. Hence, this stage is called signet ring stage. Signet ring stage. I am talking about the different stages of tropozoites only. Later tropozoite stage, signet ring stage. Now it soon loses the vacuole and develops pseudopodia. Convert into this shape. Okay. So at this stage, it is called amoeboid stage. Amoeboid stage. Do you understand here what I am talking? These cryptozoites or micrometa cryptozoites attack the fresh RBC. Okay, once they enter into the RBC, they convert into a spherical shape. They are called tropozoite. Now tropozoite will convert into later tropozoite stage. Later tropozoite, not immediately schizont. Later tropozoite stage, they develop a small vacuole, increase in size, pushes the nucleus and cytoplasm periphery. Then it becomes signet ring stage. Soon it loses the vacuole, develop the pseudopodia. Then we can call amoeboid stage. Now this amoeboid stage, with the help of pseudopodia, feed on the content of the RBC. As we know that in the RBC, what is present? A pigment, red color pigment present in the RBC. That is called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. It feed on the hemoglobin. It split the hemoglobin into heme and globin. Heme and globin. This stage, this amoeboid stage, eat the globin part. It consumes the globin part and convert the insoluble heme into soluble crystallized hemozoin. Which form? Here. Just I written the stages: tropozoite, signet ring stage, amoeboid stage. Okay. Then hypertrophy, hemozoin, malarial pigment. Okay, don't worry. These stages only. Now it is feeding on the globin part. Globin part increase in size. After repeated eating, the size become double. RBC also become double in size. That phenomenon is called hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is nothing but abnormal increase in size of cell, size of RBC. This phenomenon, increasing the size of RBC, is called hypertrophy. Remember. It will convert the heme into crystallized hemozoin. This is the crystallized hemozoin which occurs in the form of dots. This is a hemozoin. Okay, hemozoin. And this is the amoeboid stage only. Okay, amoeboid stage present. Become double in size after the feeding. Now it become into spherical shape. Okay. Soon it loses of pseudopodia, it becomes spherical stage. At this condition we can call it schizont. What it is? Schizont stage. And these granules, hemozoin granules look like a dots. Okay, like a dots appear, red colored dots in the RBC. These dots are called Schaffner's dots. I will write here. Schaffner's dots. Okay, Schaffner's dots. Do you understand here? The amoeboid stage feed on the globin, increasing the size of the RBC, that is called hypertrophy. Okay, after eating, increasing the size, it will transfer, lose the pseudopodia, convert into a spherical shape. At that condition, we can call it schizont. Okay, schizont. And changes in the RBC, insoluble, soluble heme convert into crystallized hemozoin. Crystallized hemozoin look like a dots, red color dots in the RBC. We can call it Schaffner's dots. And this color type of pigment is called hemozoin, or also called as malarial pigment. Hemozoin also called as malarial pigment. Here the plasmodium, this schizont or this amoeboid stage convert the soluble heme into insoluble crystalline hemozoin that appears in the form of red color dots. The red color dots are called as Schaffner's dots. Hope you understand. Okay, right. And this hemozyme granules also known as malarial pigment. That's all. Now, this chysant, nucleus, same. What happens here? Nucleus divides first. Nucleus will divide and it gets cytoplasm and develop a plasma membrane. Then it become merozytes. Okay, this is the chysant. Merozytes are arranged in such a way like a petals of the rose. Petals of the rose. Then this stage is called Rossetti stage. Rossetti stage. And these are what? Merozytes. Okay, chysant become merozyte and this stage look like a Rossetti stage, like a petals of the rose. Okay, right. Now, still it is having the hemozyme crystals which we can call Schaffner's dots. Now it rupture the cell membrane of the what merozytes, not merozytes, this completely schizant, cell membrane of the schizant and RBC also rupture. Release these merozytes. These merozytes release here. Okay, sir, how many merozytes are found here? Important. 12 to 24. How many? 12 to 24 merozytes are found. This process, this cycle completed in 10 to 12 days. How many? 10 to 12 days. Not 10 to 12 days actually. Just it takes place in 2 days. 48 hours. 2 days. 48 hours the cycle is going to complete. So cryptozytes are released, merozytes are released along with hemozyme. Hemozyme also released here. At this stage where the merozytes or hemozyme released into the blood, the host, we human being, get high chill, fever, headache, the symptoms of the malaria. So we get a disease called malaria. Okay, right. Here one point have to remember, incubation period. The period between the first entry of sporozytes to the releasing or the appearance of symptoms of the disease called incubation period, nearly 10 to 14 days. Okay, right. Merozytes have again two options here. But most of the merozytes attack the again fresh RBC to continue Golgi cycle again and again, repeated erythrocytic cycles until RBC number become very less. Okay, RBC number become very less, merozytes become more. So this cycle will be completed. The patient get fever. That is called malaria. Right. Last step, formation of gametocytes. After repeated erythrocytic cycle, some of the merozytes which enter into the RBC, new RBC, okay, when the RBC in spleen and bone marrow, they convert into larger gametocytes, smaller gametocytes. They convert into larger gametocytes and smaller gametocytes. Larger one is called female gametocyte. Female gametocyte. Smaller one is called male gametocyte. Okay. So repeated erythrocytic cycle. Some of the merozytes which are enter into the fresh RBC. That RBC should be in the spleen and bone marrow. When the RBC in bone and spleen, these merozytes convert into female gametocyte and male gametocyte. Okay, larger one is called female gametocyte, smaller is called male gametocyte. Now these gametocytes will not develop further into our body because of body pH, temperature, not suitable for fertilization or further development. They enter into the blood circulation When a new mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito bite, these will enter into the digestive tract, crop of the mosquito again. These will comes out into the female Anopheles mosquito. So from mosquito we are receiving sporozoite, and to the mosquito we are inoculating or we are releasing female and male gametocytes. This is the complete life cycle of Plasmodium in man. Hope you understand here. Okay, so nothing much to say. Thank you for your patient listening. If you like this class, definitely like, comment, and I may not reach to all the students because there are n number of videos. Why I am requesting, this is possible only through you. If you listen for the first time, just do me a help or favor. Just ask your friends, inform to your friends, okay, to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.